Hello tubes, this is Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. At last, I'm probably going to explain in a video I'm about to shoot after this. I've been having problems with the cameras and stuff, which is why I haven't been around. These are Empress Miniatures, as it should say in the title, 28mm British Airborne for Arnhem. I've done these as parachute. I did think of taking the parachute wings off the guy with the beret and putting try and make my own South Staffords, which is my own part of my own regiment for the amalgamation, and when we became my regiment, the Staffordshire Regiment. But our 2nd Battalion was at Arnhem as glider infantry, and they look no different from these paratroopers. In fact, that's the whole idea. You can use them for anything. It's just that they've got to come to the guy in the beret in a minute. Obviously he's got his wings. So yeah, Bren gun. What I've tried to do with all these, slightly changed round the bases in the sense of on several of them just slightly differently. I've given them more of sandy texture because it was mainly like a sandy loam around the Arnhem area, so that's why it's a bit more light sanded. Made bricks and stuff out of putty and a small amount out of blue foam, I believe. But just changed it up very slightly on 30mm bases. I think these are the 2 or the 3mm. I think 3mm bases. So you get a pack of 4. It always comes in packs of 4. So 4 Bren guns, and I just chose those randomly, and 4 rifleman pack again. Just chose them to. I just enjoy Empress's sculpts and or castings and Paul Hicks's sculpts. I went with the oatmeal type of webbing rather than the green. I believe they had both, and I went with that for a change. One of the commentators told me when I put these up ages ago that they didn't have the wings on both arms, so I've painted some of those out that I had got on. Again, put random roof tiles and slates, whatever, and bits of wood, just out of me spare plastic. You know, I've got one of these tubs where I put all me literally tiny bits of plastic sheet. I put some photographs on at the end. Really nice posing again by Paul. I keep forgetting the guy's name who makes the weapons. He doesn't make the weapons, but there's another fella that does those. But I'm really sorry, I just can't. Head's banged well out of shape at the moment. I can't remember things. But yeah, really nice. Again, just bits of scatter rather than my Vietnam Hue bases where I make them more grungy and a lot more, you know, when I did those other British infantry for Northwest Europe in '45. I made those more of like bombed out buildings. These I wanted to make like he's running through a bit of a patchy garden there, a few summertime flowers growing, picket fence. This is obviously the one and only guy of this lot in the maroon beret. It's not the red beret. The Royal Military Police have red berets. These are maroon. Bit of painted wood there. Hopefully you can't hear the wife's TV downstairs, because I can. A few rounds put around the base as well. A bit of a wall section that this guy's running past. Again, a bit of painted stuff, and I did this. You know, sometimes the different units will put their markers on, saying, you know, we've gone this way or this way to such and such. And then a bit of communication wire from the field telephones that's been broken off, and just lying there. And I tried to do this so the signs were like some have fallen down, pointing downwards and things. It's just to add interest to the base. It's something that could have been there. You'll often find in old photographs loads of these different signs, or not to any, whether it could be a pole, a piece of building or whatever. This guy here, again, I was just trying that. Made sandbags, they're way out of scale really. They should be smaller than that, but we could say they were different type of flour sacks or something. But I made a shovel up. I know it's not really convincing. It's more like a giant arrowhead, but it's as if the Germans have been, or some forced labour have been, building some bunkers for them or something like that, entrenchments, and as these guys have been advancing through Arnhem, they've had to abandon what they were doing. That's my story behind it anyway. I always have these little stories in my head where, and that's why I like doing these 30mm bases. I know they're not as popular, people tend to do them on slightly smaller ones, but I can get a bit more onto these type of bases and they all tell a little story. I've kept them on these only because they're easy to, with my sausage hands, for you to see. And when I take the photographs after this, they will be kept on these bases as well. But here's some more of that picket fence. So again, it just gives you the vibe that these two guys could be running through the same section of, you know, of terrain. A bit of comms wire again put across there that the field telephone guy, the signallers have run a field telephone wires across. And then it's just been broken in, the fence has been broken up, you know, bits on there. And about, I don't know if I've done any, I'm trying to look through my misted up glasses here, but I don't think I've put any rounds down on that one. So yeah, I did look, Paul from the Plastic Monkey channel, I said to you, sent me some books, or a book, and he sent me some epic sprues, but he also sent me a 28mm World War II German Paras from Warlord Games, one of their bits, and I was looking on there if there was any spare weapons that I could have you know, lay around, but there wasn't really anything that I could use because I wasn't, they were all on arm poses and I wasn't sure what arms I'd be putting those on at some stage, so I just left them off. But that's another thing you can do, tart up your bases. You know, if you've got access to these plastic sprues that you're not going to use all the weapons on, even if they've got a hand or an arm, just carve it off, put a bit of dirt over it, or put it under some bricks or something to, if you know, if you can't make it pristine, it's always a good idea. But yeah, I like these 30mm bases. As I say, they just give me a bit of you know, chance to do some. I just put a bit of sandstone type of stuff there. So yeah, there we go. And of course these could be used for Normandy, obviously not for Sicily, but and also you could get away with, I suppose, with crossing the Rhine as well. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I don't know how long this older camera is going to last. I'll go into it on another video in a minute. So I'll go into it in another video. There's no point messing this one up. So highly recommended as figures. So that's Empress Miniatures. I have no tie to them whatsoever. I buy all my own stuff from them, but highly recommended. Usual Paul Hicks, you can't fault his work. So nothing more I can say on that really. These will be up for sale. If I can sell them, then you'll see some more brought in. I only got these to sell, but I also wanted to paint them because they hadn't long come out. And I just love the poses. The poses scream out to me. I've said this before on his Northwest European stuff. It's like they're stepping out of a Pathé News reel or still photographs, whatever you want to call them. And he's also got some, I suppose, unit celebrity figures, and they happen to be my 2nd Battalion, or the 2nd Battalion of the South Staffords, which then became, along with the North Staffords, became the Staffordshire Regiment, my regiment. So all their medals, all their histories are our histories. And we won 2 Victoria Crosses at Arnhem, and they've actually got one-off figures for those, and I would like to do those, but it's again, it's, you know, funds are tight, so sell stuff to buy stuff, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully they sell, and if they do, that's probably Nugget playing in his toy box. So I'll let you go. Thank you very much for your support, it's greatly appreciated.